According to my Radio Shack timing device, it's time for us to start our Pathways demonstration today. And today, the session is being led by our immediate past district director, who's just waiting for another 37 days to be just a past district director, and distinguished Toastmaster, Tekla Tayed. And today she is presenting on Tutorials for Success. So with her session, Tutorials for Success, please welcome Tekla.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. I actually have something prepared for a change. Thank you, Lloyd, for your brilliant introduction. I'd like to thank Lloyd for his dedication to Toastmasters, not only in our district. Last year, he successfully trained Toastmasters in our district and club offices, not only in our district, but also in District 42. He's a brilliant man. I just want to say that because it's his Zoom that we are using this so he doesn't cut me off. Pathways online training was his idea to help members embrace Pathways and to stay in clubs. So thank you for everything that you do, Lloyd. You are brilliant yourself. So welcome to Tutorials for Success. I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. I put it on PowerPoint because I feel sometimes it takes longer to go through online, but let's go over it. And let me just pull it up here. So welcome to Pathways Tutorials for Success. I am going to go over the agenda. So what we are going to do is talk about how to access tutorials and resources. I will go over, there are a number of different tutorials and resources, and I'll go over all the different tutorials and resources. And I was going to go straight into online demonstrations and examples, but I decided to break it up because you don't want to listen to me that long. I was going to throw it with Q&A. I'm hoping David and Lloyd will look at the chat page as well as any questions that may come along. And I would ask each and every one of you to write down your questions so that we can answer them at the end of the session. Let's begin. So I told you we're going to go over each of these. And now, right away, just to remind everybody, you have to log into Toastmasters International, click on your name, and there are two ways to get to Basecamp. You can either click the navy blue box and click on go over here, or you can directly go to my transcript. If you click on go to Basecamp, you will be brought to this Basecamp homepage, and this is where you will find the tutorials and resources. If you clicked on your transcript page, you will be brought to this page, and here are the tutorials and resources. You saw the purple bar at the top. There are three things there: the home, tutorials, and resources. I just want to touch on check compatibility. We all, when we're doing Pathways, we have to make sure that our pop-up blocker has been disabled. So if you ever want to do that, is to go click on this, and you can take a look and see, and it tells you how. So if any members in your club are having issues, ask them to check their compatibility and to unblock their pop-up blocker so that they can access the videos, tutorials, and resources on there. So today, all we're going to concentrate on are tutorials and resources. When you come to the tutorial and resources page, when I first started, I would click on that purple button, says tutorial resources, and nothing would happen. What you have to do is hover over tutorial and resources, and that little white box pops up underneath, which says tutorial and resources, and it is that button that you click, that little white box, that will bring you to the tutorial and resources page. We will go, if you look at the very top, at the very top line where it says tutorial and resources, there are over 1,800 results. Some of them are in different languages, but today we will go over, these are the tutorials that I will be touching on. Number one is the tutorial quick reference guide, tutorial videos, evaluation resources, project descriptions, and I'll tell you about some of my frustrations. And you're not alone out there. If you thought Pathways sometimes got you frustrated and you didn't know where to find it, let me tell you about some. I will be touching on some of my frustrations, but then I realized they were my own errors, but I will share that with you. We will go with the resource document. We also have the Navigator in here, and I will just touch on it briefly. There are frequently asked questions, the Basecamp glossary. We also have the Basecamp manager. However, I won't touch on it because David Story did a brilliant job 2 weeks ago. I will touch on it just a little bit to tell you what I discovered about the Basecamp manager for everybody that's not a Basecamp manager. With that, let's get on with our tutorials and resources. The very first guide is Tutorial Quick Reference Guide. When you click on it, you will see tiles like this come up, and each tile is also alphabetical, and these are really good for new members. Accessing your path, if you're trying to show your new members, you can look at it and you can help them. You can share your screen and show them this video, or they can go and look at that video. We touched on completing a level. I did that about a month ago. I did the tutorial on this, and you can look at that. It's only a 1-minute video, and it's really interesting. It shows you in detail how to complete a level. And this is the other one that I like, is completing a project. When I'm trying to mentor a member in my club, I like to go over that one. When you click on any one of those, accessing your path, you click on the launch button, it will bring you to a video that will demonstrate what you have to do. It's the same with completing a level tutorial, and this is my favorite, searching and browsing on Basecamp. When you're on one of these tutorials and you've looked at the video, the best way to go back is not to arrow back, but to click on the browse button. If you click on the browse button, it will take you back to the tutorial and resources page. If you click back, you'll get frustrated like I used to get. And right next to it is the home page. If you click on that, the home page will take you back to Basecamp, where we first started from. So I always, if you want to go back to Basecamp, you can do that and go back to the tutorial and training. But if you click on browse, it takes you straight back to your tutorial and resources page. The next item on the list of tutorial and resources is the video tutorial. These are great videos. You have assessing your path, completing a level overview, like I said. And if you notice with some of these, it has a little red box. Go ahead and click on it. And if you read this, it'll ask you to open up the menu button. When you click the menu button, each item requesting feedback, responding to feedback requests, providing feedback and awarding badges, viewing badges, each one of them has videos embedded in them. And finally, accessing certificates, how you can, that one has a video. Tracking your meeting roles also has a video. Now, tracking your meeting roles doesn't come until you get to level 3, but it's important. I feel if you start now, then you can always go and put in what meeting roles you're taking on at each Toastmaster meeting, so that when you get to level 3, it's already filled and ready to go for your level 3. Here are all the different ones, and the next one we're going to hit is project description. So somebody in my club was doing a project, and she asked me to mentor her, and she said, Tekla, how would I complete this project and how many minutes? It says 20 minutes, but what do I do? And I thought, oh, I know, she's in effective coaching. I'm the VPE of the club. And I thought, okay. So I put effective coaching in here. And Basecamp basically said, dummy, there's no results for effective coaching. It's the language. Effective coaching is a path. It's not a project. And it took me a little while to realize that I needed to read what I was looking for. And then when I realized all I had to do was reaching consensus, I put in a project detail that was her level 3, a project in her level 3. And as soon as I put it in there, or you can put it in the global search right here. I put it in there, clicked on my search button. There you go. I was able to find her project description. I just wanted to be ahead of the game when she called me so that I was able to help her. Once I clicked on that, I clicked on launch. Here's the project description. I read the project description. We were able to talk about it. And I told her she just needed 20 minutes to slot 20 minutes in our meeting for her meeting role, and 2 to 3 minutes to finish off. That 2 to 3 minutes had to be part of the 20 minutes. We discussed it, and she really didn't need any of my help. She did a tremendous job all by herself. But I learned a good lesson that when I'm looking for a project description, I shouldn't be looking for a pathway description. So that was a really good lesson for me. Evaluation resources. Let's go back there. We have tons of members, and if you're not on Free Toast Host, if they haven't put their project description onto Free Toast Host, it's hard to find the evaluation. This is a really good place to come, and as you notice, it's in alphabetical order. You just have to either scroll down, or if you go and put it in the search box, you can find every evaluation resource on this page. I just wanted to touch on it in case you want to know where to look for. And if we have time, we can look at some of those. I hope you're writing down your questions. We can do a live training session at the end of this. Here is something else that frustrated me. Resource documents. I was looking at the different resource documents, and when I came to this transcript, I thought, hey, I'm going to go look at this video. It has a video button. I am excited. I clicked on it, and it says video transcripts. Again, Tekla, you know how my brain works. I jumped to conclusions. They were all just transcripts, and that was good because when I clicked on launch, they gave me the different transcripts that I can find. There are videos that have information, and these were transcripts that went together with those videos and explained what I would find in those videos. Again, it was something good to find. The Navigator, you can find it 2 ways. You can find the Navigator right here, and you click on it. It has lots of resources on the different roles in the club, the different roles, and lots of other information on evaluation, etc. I would recommend asking all our new members to participate, to click on that and read it when they have time, a little bit of time. The other place you can find the Navigator is from the Toastmasters main page. So here we clicked on that, and this is where you find it. So on the main page, if you click on pathways, there's the Navigator, you click on it, and this is one really good place to find information. The other page on the tutorials and resources page is the Basecamp FAQs. As somebody on here will remember asking me a question, Tekla, how do I fill out this evaluation form online, then save it and send it to, I'll just use Richard, and send it to Richard. How can I send this evaluation, email this evaluation through Richard? And I said, you download it, I wish I had said, look at this page and send this page, and it has information on here, and it's on the Basecamp FAQs. It shows you how to fill and save a PDF evaluation for one of the members in your club, and it has really good details on here. And if you want, when we go live, I can demonstrate how to find it. The other page I really liked was the Basecamp Glossary. When you click on launch, it brings you this. This has only 4 pages, but it has some important things that members may ask you. For example, how to give a badge, how to find the badge page. There's a little bit about the Basecamp. One thing I like about this, I get a lot of question on this, is home club. If you only belong to one home club, then that is when you go into Basecamp and you log on, you will always be in your home club. If you are someone like Katrina, who belongs to 3 or 4 clubs, then, or David, then if she's not logged in, so for example, I was looking to give Katrina a badge one day because she had done an amazing job at a speech, and I thought, oh, I'm going to give her a badge. I couldn't find her. I looked at St. Ignatius, I couldn't find her. And I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? Until I realized Katrina was logged into a different club, and that was her home club. Depending on which club she's logged onto, that would be her home club. So I was testing something on I wanted to find out something, but I'll come to that later. But here's how you find out what a home club actually means. It means if you belong to more than one club, depending on the club that you logged into as you logged into Basecamp, that is your current home club for people that belong to more than one club. Basecamp Manager Tutorial. This was something I was testing. I clicked on it and I thought, okay, I have access to this because I am logged in. So at that time I was logged in as HSC Toastmasters. And I thought, let me log in to a club that I do not have a club officer role and see if I still have access to Basecamp Manager Tutorials. And guess what? I do. So all of you have access to the Basecamp Manager Tutorials, at least these tutorials that you can see on here. And that's all I wanted to touch on. I didn't want to go on it further because, again, David Story did an amazing job on this. So go ahead and look at that. I only show you 3 tiles here. There are lots more information on there. I just want to touch on one last thing. There are 2 ways of looking at the tutorials and resources page. One is by tile view. The other one is the list view. And this is what they look like. The tile view looks like this. It has pretty pictures, which I like. And if you prefer the list view, then this is what it looks like. I like them both, but I like pictures better because I think I learn more with pictures. And I think we are ready for Q&A. So hopefully you have lots of questions, and I am going to go out of and stop sharing. There we go. Okay, I know I was going really fast. I try not to take too much time. Oh, we did okay. So if you have any questions, Lloyd will answer them.
No, I won't. Can we download the tutorials?
Pardon me?
Can we download the tutorials? I got 2 questions here.
Yes, so you can download some. So Lloyd and I talked about this before this training session. Can I download and save them? Because one of the things I don't like going live is because sometimes you cannot have access. TI website is down and you do not have access to it. And I wanted to save some of these tutorials. And you can save some, but you cannot technically save all of them, especially the videos. And I am going to be sending an email. I did send it to Kate at Toastmasters International to ask her. And hopefully I'll get an answer from her pretty soon. But I found that I couldn't save them. And the last time I did a session, Lloyd and I worked on this together. I saved some videos so that after I finished my session, I could play this session. but because I went over 20 minutes, it booted me out of base camp, and I was lucky Lloyd was in the background helping me with that. So you can download some information and store it, but some of the videos you cannot. I hope I answered your question, Lloyd.
You want the second one?
What's the second question?
Are the tutorials up to date with the recent changes?
No, sadly it isn't. So when Pathways first rolled out in our district, May 2018, it would say, if you started your path, you could activate and open your first level, and you could do your first project. And only after you completed the first project, you could open the second. It still says that on the videos, which disappoints me. I'm hoping they'll update it. Now you can open all the projects and you can look at all the different paths. So they haven't quite updated everything. Does that answer your question, Lloyd?
Yeah, I was just answering the other one here. Joyce asked, what do I mean by recent changes? And the idea is the summit team at Toastmasters, for the last, I think about a year and 2 months, they've been making improvements to the program to make it easier for members. One of the changes, I think you showed there, Thekla, when you signed on, you went to, oh, you didn't sign on yet. Are you going to sign on?
I am signed on. And
one of the changes is making it easier to get in.
Would you? I am signed on already. Did you want me to
well, there's no other questions right now.
Okay, I'll tell you another thing.
Thank you.
There are three ways of getting to your tutorials and resources. I showed you two. I can start at the very beginning. So I showed you that way. So first of all, I log into Toastmasters International. I click on my name. So as soon as I click on my name, it brings me to this screen. And I'm going to move all of us off just to the side here. So one way is to click on Go to Basecamp right here, and I put in one of my clubs, and I click on Go. So this time I clicked on ASAP only because I'm not a district officer, and I thought if I went there, would it give me access to Basecamp Manager? And it did. So here we tutorials. So you can click on Go, or you can go to my transcript and go that way. I'm just going to go to my transcript this time, just to show you what else we discovered. Well, Lloyd and I, we were playing around with this, and we found this. So here's another way. So here's my transcript. Here's where I can go to my tutorials and resources. But look at this. If you click, instead of opening my curriculum, if I clicked on innovative planning, there you go. Look what I get. I get more tutorials and resources. I found all these content. These are online classes that they have started for the Rotarians. But I also found evaluation feedback, meeting roles and responsibilities, 360. And I can even look at more. There's online materials for lots of different resources. And I thought, oh, wow, here's another way. So there's three ways of finding going to your tutorial and resources. However, right now, let's go to the tutorial and resources page. There you go. So here you go. Here's your tutorial and resources page. And I clicked on tutorials. And it has suggested training. Now this is individualized. So when I clicked on that, it gave me my mentorship because it's one of the, I've done my mentoring, path. Now I'm doing my mentoring path, so it's given me the resources so that I can work with it. I'm not interested in this, so I'm going to click on Browse for Training, which will bring me back to the tutorial pages. Come on, do that. If it doesn't, then I'll have to click on that. I'm just going to click on that for now. This is why I didn't want to do it live, because sometimes it doesn't quite work when you, okay. Now this is one of my favorite pages. So I like this the best. I start with tutorial quick reference guide. And when you click on that and you click on English, otherwise it opens up a whole slew of information. And here it is. So here's all the material you want. There are lots of interesting information here, like accessing your path, completing a project, reference guide on speeches. So I did a speech outside my club. So I went in there and I was playing around with it. I think I got everybody confused, but anyway, it was interesting. I found some information in there. Okay. So this is where all the videos are. So let me see if I can find that. Is there, if you see anything here that you want to look like?
Completing a level.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
So this is an online class. I hope. So here's a completing a level, and it shows a video. It's only about a minute, which is nice.
Once you have completed all projects in a level, submit your level completion request to your Vice President Education. Navigate to your education transcript. Open the curriculum and view details of the level. Notice on the page that each project has a burgundy checkmark, indicating completion. Once you confirm that all required projects have been completed, select the Activate button to the right of the level completion item. In this example, it is Level 1 Completion, Motivational Strategies. Then select the Launch button. A PDF will open containing information about submitting your level completion. Next, select the Mark Complete button. Notice the status is changed to Pending Completion Approval. An email notification will be sent to your Vice President Education, informing him or her of your pending request. Your Vice President Education will then log in and approve or deny your completion request. After your Vice President Education has approved your request, the level progress tracker will change to 100%. Burgundy check marks also appear next to the yellow folder icon and next to Level 1 on the Curriculum Progress Tracker. The system will also award you a learning badge. To learn more about badges, view the Viewing Badges tutorial. If you select the next level in the Curriculum Progress Tracker, you will notice that the projects there are now unlocked and you can continue on your path.
There you go. So that's one. And if I close this, I'm going to stop sharing. Unless do you want to say anything else? I'm going to stop sharing. But if I close this button, if I close this, the best way to get back to my videos and tutorials is to click this browse button. Can you see the browse button here?
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's what I have to click on to get myself back to my tutorial pages. I used to arrow back my screen, and that didn't work very well. So these are all really, really good information tutorials and video tutorials, which you can look at. The other one I like is how to evaluate, which is also really good, you know. Go ahead. What's the next?
So the question is, how do you get back home out of Pathways? You're in Pathways, and that is something. You're on a website now. It's Toastmasters.Cornerstone on Demand.
Yes.
How do you get out of here, and where does it take you? So that's if you log out of here. Okay, and back to Joyce's question. I'm going to try draw here.
Okay.
Of all things, anyway. So we're in Toastmasters Cornerstone on Demand. You see that? COSOD?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so that's where I am. So if boy, these drawings are kind of a nuisance anyway. So if I want to get out of here, you notice over here on the right, it says My Account and Log Out.
Yes.
Yes.
So if I click Log Out, it takes me back here.
Oh.
If I want to go right back to the start, you just click your name.
Oh, there you go. We found
And
something new.
You click
Who
your
would
name.
ever think that you would sign out? Like
I
you would think
know.
they were completely logging out. That's why I never clicked that button.
No,
Very
well,
good.
Oh,
I'm still in
I learned
Toastmaster.
something.
Yeah.
Lloyd, go back to there. There's a different way yet.
Okay.
Go into your base camp.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
I got a lot of junk on the screen here. These
Hit,
drawing
hit,
tools.
hit that home button again where Tekla had hit,
Oh, home.
where it says Lloyd Gwillem Education
Home.
Transcript type. Now scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Return to Toastmasters pathway.
Bingo. Hit that.
Wow.
On that
And
back.
then hit the
Look
TI
at all-
International. Hit the TI emblem up top.
What was
Well
it?
done. We learned two new tricks
And there you
today.
are.
So there we go. We learned something new today. Two
Well
new
said.
things. Sure. And thank
Okay.
you all. Thank you all for spending your Sunday afternoon. There will be